Yo.
Yo, how's it going?
Yo, how you doing?
I'm doing alright. Camera girl tried to put makeup on me.
Really?
Yes, but I don't think it worked, as you can tell.
Let's just do a quick zoom in there. Oh, it looks pretty good.
Nice.
Nice.
Alright, let's get inside.
Nice.
Are we rolling? Alright, well this is gonna be my click because we are focusing on video right now and I am recording Chris recording me. So hello everyone, this is Takekayo and on the camera is Chris from Chris Meets Chris. So let's say hello to Chris, everyone.
What's going on, guys?
We are here to review the Hollyland Mars 400S, and they approached me actually a couple of months ago and they talked about having this wireless transmitter between the camera and the whoever's observing, right? So sometimes they call it like a director's tablet when you're shooting a movie or some kind of a short film. And I said to them, well, I don't have a monitor. Can't you create something that transmits from the camera to an iPad? And they said, actually, we're working on that. As soon as it's ready, we'll ship it out to you. So, bada bing, here you go. The 400S is whatever signals in the camera, they will send it not only to a monitor, so you need the receiver portion of it, or send it to up to 4 iOS or Android devices. And when they say iOS, it includes iPad, so that's why I have my iPad here. And so we've had a chance to play with it a little bit, but we will do like an unboxing, tell you what you get in the box, and then we're gonna do a real-time showcase of how this thing works. So Chris, are you ready?
Ready.
All right, so let's start now. Okay, so this is, the setup is really simple. You just download the HollyView app and you press that and it will give you a, here we go, so you want to connect and they give you the scanner thing and all you do is go up to this, they have a QR code wherever, I'm not tall enough to see it, here we go. There's a QR code and as soon as it sees the QR code, there we go, and then you just hit join and we're gonna see it real time, how fast it will connect. And Chris, the camera is on.
It's on.
And it was faster before. Here we go. Look at looky. So now this is, we're seeing exactly, just like when if you've ever set up a monitor to your camera, this is exactly what you'll see on your camera. Is it has all the Fujifilm settings, tells you that he's shooting Eterna, that he has it in boost mode, it gives you all the battery levels. So remotely as a, you know, they, like I said, like a director's tablet, or let's just say I'm the director and then you actually have your videographer, you can see all the settings including shutter speed, the aperture he's at, sound levels, you get to see all that. I cannot control the camera. I think that's a big point to make is this is not a remote control for the camera, this is just a remote monitor. So I can go off, and that's why it's called the Mars, the 400. It's up to 400 feet away, I can monitor whatever's happening. So to get the 400 feet, you have to use the actual receiver to get that distance. That makes sense, because right now, this is using, so we have 3 iPads, well 2 iPads and my iPhone, seeing what Chris is seeing, and as I mentioned previously, we could actually start recording right now off screen. So I'm gonna actually grab Chris's iPad here, tap the screen, and then hit record. So now we are actually recording on this device where the other 2 are just monitoring. So that recording light is actually just coming from Chris's camera. And so without using the receiver and hooked up to the iPads, you cannot get the 400 feet. You only get however far the Wi-Fi can reach, right? And this is its own ad hoc Wi-Fi. So this receiver transmitter is transmitting out a Wi-Fi signal, and maybe I'll embed down below about how far you can go, but I think most Wi-Fi it really depends on how many walls there are and how far away. So what do you think, Chris? Like, from here, it seemed like it was like 20 feet.
Yeah, maybe max. Like I was about probably 30 feet away when it cut out the first time.
Yeah, and
try going outside.
Yeah, and we're not gonna go too far this time, and we'll try the same test. So there you go. See you later, Chris. And then we're gonna follow him through here, and I will now put up the volume. So we're hearing what Chris is hearing. And then I will start recording now. Actually, I'm gonna hit this. You can even see one of his batteries is low. I'm gonna hit this. Now start recording. So now this device is recording, this device is recording, and my iPhone is not recording. And then there's Chris right now. And as he's recording, now we can maybe even embed one of the videos that's recording. And whatever you're seeing in terms of the video quality, again, it seems like it comes down to...
Can you hear me now? So I'm outside in the front. It's pretty wet, so I should probably come inside soon, but you know, this is a good way to talk to each other. I'm gonna come back inside.
Alright, so here comes Chris. Alright.
The Pumbanda.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the volume down here and stop the recording. Stop the recording. Now we're back on to Chris. So, as silly as this test seemed to be, if you do need up to 4 devices monitoring wirelessly iOS through Wi-Fi, and if you're serious, what you would do is use the receiver end right here, using the receiver on this Hollyland Mars 400S unit, then you probably will not get any drop off. And I will maybe test that. This does have a, I'm gonna go over, like, let's do an unboxing. All right, we're gonna do the unboxing of the Mars 400S. This is Chris's setup, so I think this is not even perfectly straight. Chris, straight enough. All right, and someone's walking in right now. Well, it might be from the back, right? Yeah, so anyways, let's just start off here. We actually did use this already, and this is just the unboxing portion. Actually, really well-made box. Kind of has that Apple type feel to it. So you have your receiver and your transmitter, and just as a joke, I have this Ericsson flip phone here. Packaging is good. As I mentioned, I've already opened it. These did come wrapped. And here you have the transmitter, the TX, and then you have the receiver RX, because they look identical out of the box, right? Other than it saying transmitter here and receiver here. These yellow things here is just so that it protects the thread where you would put the antenna on. So they give you, I think they give you 5 antennas, don't they, Chris? They give you a lot of antennas anyways. 4 antennas? I think there's 5. We'll see. We'll see if, who can't count to 5 and who can't count to 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's just see what happens here. So these are the antennas, and if I am correct, oh, I feel something in here. What is it in here? Bada bing! You get a 5th antenna. So they just give you an extra one just in case, I guess, if you lose one, which is great. But it comes in the box, all right? And so these are the antennas. Again, receiver and transmitter. Now, it looks like, of course, you're gonna get HDMI. You're gonna get the SDI connection. So if you have a proper monitor system, you go SDI into your monitor. And it has 2 USB Type-C connections, and that should be for power. So it does have the standard, Chris, what do you call it? Sony video battery.
The Sony battery.
The Sony battery. So it does have the Sony battery, and it clips in here. So if you have these, which if you're a video guy, you probably have tons of these, because these will power monitors. You can power little lights, as well as powering devices like this. You have it set up like this. And let's just see what you get in terms of, and now you see why I had the Ericsson phone with this, because it kind of reminds you of a little, let's just pull this off here. Here we go. So now we have a little phone. Look at that. So we have these 2. Let's move the device out of the way, and let's move the box out of the way. This is empty, and we'll see what accessories they give in this system here. So you do have standard wall. What's with this thing here? So this is standard power, right? Oh, here you go. So you can power this. Oh, it's nice. It locks down. And you could power this. So this is either your transmitter or receiver is going to be set up for a long time. You just plug this into the wall, but you can use, I'm sure you can use USB-C for power coming out of your camera or some kind of a battery pack or something like that. And then you still get more accessories. Yeah, so you got, here we go. So you have a USB-C to standard USB-C. USB, sorry. So this is probably, again, just for bringing power, and you can adapt it. So it's great that they include this, as well as a tripod to shoe mount socket. So if you want to set this up directly onto a camera top here, I got my camera here. Let's just go quickly. Here we go. We have this, so you can just attach this directly onto your camera like that. Right, now I have this, perfect. This is a transmitter here, so you can set it up like that. Or better, if you have a cage with a whole bunch of quarter 20 threads, you can just plug that in. But they give you this, but as well they give you a another thing here. It's like a little L bracket, and you thread this bracket onto the bottom of either the receiver or the transmitter, and you plug this bracket, and then you thread this down. And now you have your quarter 20 thread here, and then from here you can also spin this on here like this. And then now here's your camera. Instead of it going straight up, now you have it going across this way, and then either you're drawing, so here again is the DC power in, or you can, here, let's see if we set this up here. You put the battery up here like that. How do I set up the battery here? Put the battery in wrong. Here you go. Battery like this. And spin this on like that. And then you will, you can use USB-C power to power it from the body, and then the HDMI directly into the camera, which you actually do need. So you do need to get yourself a cable like this that'll go HDMI to your camera body here, HDMI. And then, as mentioned before, to an iOS device, you can go directly into an iOS device without having to use the receiver end, but you are stuck with Wi-Fi power, and that you won't get 400 feet. If you want the 400 feet, you will need the receiver end here, and then do the same setup, US HDMI out, and then to whatever device you have. So that is my quick unboxing and look at the Hollyland Mars 400S unit. And then we will go back to Talking Head Take. Alright guys, I'm back in my studio here, and I'm still using the Mars 400S as a YouTuber, and this is probably the way I'm going to use it most of the time. As a YouTuber, I don't need to have 400 feet wireless, but I can do it with this system. And the way I'm using it is that I am using the transmitter, and I am sending it directly to my iPad, as you saw when I was with Chris previously. You know, let's record now in my studio by pressing the screen here and then just hitting record. So now we're recording the stream here, and I'm gonna use my iPhone to kind of show you my setup here in my studio. And so in front of me here, let's just turn on my phone. So here we go. So, all right, now we're recording. This is my Fujifilm X-H1 using the 23f2, and here is the Mars 400S unit transmitter using HDMI to my camera, and here I am using the AC power out, so I don't need to use the battery here. It is upside down because if there was a battery, it wouldn't be able to attach using the mounting bracket kit that they give you, including a hot shoe adapter. So it holds it like this on top of the camera, and I do have my Rode Video Micro up ahead and around, and I have two LED lights. And then, as I mentioned, here's my iPad. So here I am looking at the camera here, and here is my iPad down here. And see, I can even see real time that the face detect is working. But as well, I do have the monitor behind me, as you can see, and this is the receiver, and I am using the battery to run this. And here you can see all the connections. You have the AC power in if you needed AC power. I'm using HDMI out, but I can use SDI out as well. And here is the USB Type-C connection. And that's how this is set up in my studio. Again, it's just a joke that I have the monitor behind me. This monitor can be up to 400 feet away, and that's the proper way to use it. So here I'm gonna stop my iPhone. There we go. And I'm gonna keep on recording off my iPad so you can sort of see the quality. In fact, here, so if I stop it right now, and then it will just loop back to when I started recording, and then I can hit back, and then it will reconnect, and here we go. Now you're seeing real time with a bit of a lag. You can see the latency there. It's not too bad, and if you're monitoring, there's no need for real time. It's good enough, and you could sort of see as well as the kind of latency in behind me with the monitor there. And so, you know, as a YouTuber, as I mentioned, this is a bit overkill for me, and one suggestion I can have for Hollyland is if they can create sort of a smaller kit where you just use the transmitter and then you don't need the receiver, because you don't need the receiver to send a signal to your iPad. You don't need it. And so that's the one thing. And then the kit's like $600 and something odd dollars, which for what you're getting, it's a very high quality all metal unit. As you saw in my unboxing, they give you an extra antenna. Everything is well packaged. All the components feel nice and solid, and it could handle the rigors of professional use. But as a YouTuber doing talking head, just using the transmitter and being able to send to up to 4 iOS or Android devices, that's all I would need it for. And so maybe they can create a YouTuber's kit. A kit where you get the receiver and some of the connection like the AC power and the mounting bracket, and then that's it. And then you provide your own iPad. If you have any questions, just leave the questions down below or go to Chris's YouTube channel and then ask him any questions, or ask us questions on Twitter or Instagram. And as well, if there's anything that Hollyland makes that you think you would want to see someone like me review, then let me know down below, and maybe Hollyland will send me something else. But we will continue testing this unit. If there's a project that Chris and I can figure out that we can do, or if you have a suggestion for us of how we can use this to make more creative videos, nothing as weird as this is monitoring behind myself, let me know. And then one sort of tip for YouTube creators, that even if you do have a monitor that's in front of you, to try your best not to look at it, because you know when you have someone that's monitoring, the monitor is either above the camera or on the side, you can tell that they're kind of looking off to the side and they're not looking right at you. And so that's one of my pet peeves, and that's why I never got an on-camera monitor. It's kind of distracting, but it is nice to frame everything up, to make sure the microphone's in the right spot, and to make sure that face detect is working. So you can see how, there you go, face detect is doing a good job, and you can see all your settings that's on the camera over here or on the monitor. And that's really why I would use something like this for a talking headpiece. So thanks for watching. Thanks again for, Hollyland and Chris for helping me to make this video. Questions below. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to follow Chris as well. And we'll talk to you soon. Happy shooting. Peace.